I gotta be totally honest. This is about the. There's a guy out there. This was broadcasted on Facebook Live. Well, anyway, it's going viral. There's a guy out there. He was kidnapped by some thugs, by some Black Lives Matter thugs, supporting thugs. Now, I'm not racist. I got nothing against black people. I'm not prejudiced. I'm talking about the organization Black Lives Matter, which was started by a white man, by the way, and funded by a white man, George Soros. But anyway, the terror organization, they are a terrorist organization calling for the death of Whitey, calling for the death of cops. But anyway, there was 4 thugs out there. They kidnapped a Donald Trump supporter, gagged him, put something in his mouth, told him to say fuck Donald Trump on camera. And they broadcasted it live on Facebook like a bunch of idiots. Now, 4 people were arrested. I'm not going to call them people, I'm going to call them animals. One of them was a female who was released on $1,500 bail. That's black privilege for you, right? I got a message. I'm trying to understand this a little bit. He was a Donald Trump supporter. I got to say though, if the BLM kidnap victim had one of these, okay? If he had one of these, okay? If he had one of these, that would have changed things. There's only 4 of them. This is a 13-round magazine. And I got 2 of them. That's 26. I'm saying if the victim would have had one of these, would have made a difference? I know I carry one of these or something like this wherever I go. I got a holster. I got a CPL, Michigan CPL gun permit. I could pass a background check. I carry this for my protection because I know what it's like being a white man today. It's, with Donald Trump coming in 15 days, I know what it's like being a white man. We get discriminated against. Now, there's a guy on Twitter. If he didn't have one like this, at least have one like this. This is 10 rounds. So you can pick the 10 round or you can pick the 13 round. I prefer the 13. But anyway, look up J. Williams or Jamal Williams on Twitter. J. Williams said on Twitter that what happened to this guy was just a percentage of what blacks have went through their whole lives. So he's blaming slavery. Does this idiot know that it was actually a black man in Africa who sold the black man to the white? It was a black slave owner in Africa that sold the slaves to the white man. Does he know that? If I was a black man, I wouldn't blame Whitey. I would want to go after the son of a bitch who sold me to the white man. That's common sense. I would go after the slave owner in Africa. I want to go after him, not Whitey. I mean, yeah, I'd go after the guy that bought us too, but still. And don't get me wrong, I'm against slavery. I'm against, what happened to the blacks in the, in the South. It was wrong. Don't get me wrong, it was wrong. I mean, we did take them out of that booty-scratching, diseased-up shithole they call Africa. We did give them a better life. We gave them jobs on a plantation. But don't get me wrong, it was slavery, and it was wrong. And I'm against slavery, and I'm against what happened to the slaves. I'm not a racist. But keep in mind that the Confederacy was not fought. The Civil War was not fought over the Civil War was not fought over slavery. It was fought over the Confederacy because the Confederate South wanted to become their own country. And the communist United States at the time, well, it wasn't communist, but the United States at the time was run by a dictator, a democratic dictator named Abraham Lincoln. He was a dictator who murdered 18 million Native Americans by going to the villages and having them slaughtered so white man could take over the land. And that's why that the whites in the South wanted to separate from Abraham Lincoln. Just like Texas and Arizona was trying to separate from the Union when Barack Obama became president. Just like California wants to separate from the Union, now Donald Trump's coming in. They have that constitutional right. Well, the South, they see what the atrocities that Abraham Lincoln was committing against the Native Americans, and the South wanted to get away from that shit, and they wanted to separate, and Abraham Lincoln wouldn't let them. So they went to the Civil War to fight, and that's what the Confederacy stands for. Yeah, we lost the war. Don't get me wrong, we lost the war, but the South will rise again. So with that being said, I gotta be honest. And I'm not trying to victim bash or anything like that, but I'm saying that if the victim, I know if I had one of these, they ain't gonna kidnap me. There's gonna be 4 dead thugs right now, that's for sure. Okay. 13-round magazine, yeah. And in case there's a gang of them, I got these. 2 32-round magazines. 2 of them. 32-round magazines. I mean, I could fire and fire for 32 rounds without reloading. And I could reload again and fire another 32 rounds. But anyway, and that's perfectly legal here in the state of Michigan. There's no magazine capacity limit in the state of Michigan. There's no magazine limit. Unlike, the other pussy states like Massachusetts, New Jersey, New York, which only has 7-round limit. New York, Maryland, California, which have a round limit up to 10. Maryland, I don't even know what theirs is. New York is 7. New Jersey, I think, is 15. So that gun would be legal, but those 32-round capacities would be illegal. That's legal here in the state of Michigan. There's no round limit in the state of Michigan. I actually have a couple of drums, but I ain't gonna dig them up. But anyway, with that being said, I will be honest. Get your CPL if you could pass a background check. If you're not a thug, get one of these. Protect yourself, because there's thugs out there. So I'm just saying, if the BLM kidnapper had one of those, would that make a difference outcome? Now we got 4 thugs that are gonna take up millions of dollars of tax money to the prison system, when that could have been prevented. So that's all I got to say. I'm going to upload this on my JWO account, Raging Rob here. Look me up on YouTube. I'm all across social media, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Raging Rob Kinnison. Look me up. Check out my previous videos. I'm uploading videos. I'm on an uploading spree lately. I'm uploading videos from the past. So check that out, and just be armed and be resistant out there. Be how do I say this? Be brilliant and be what's that right word I want to say? Fuck, I can't think of it. I don't know. I can't even think. Be brilliant and be resistance and be alert. There's another word I can't even fucking think what it is. Anyway, that's the video.